With any new policy or any new system, there's going to be not totally trial and error, but there's going to be bugs that need to be filtered out.
How is all of this going to look to candidates when the policy rolls out? Because I think that's another part where, admittedly, it's going to kind of roll out in phases, so it's a good topic area.
Yeah. Do you want to dive into that a little bit?
Sure. Again, because NCARB chose to pass the policy in January, but yet implement it very quickly in our minds afterward, I will not promise that every little perfect piece of our system is going to be worked out. So what we are doing is we're working with our vendors that control exam eligibilities and your score reporting and all of those kind of things to go into the system right away in the end of the April timeframe. They are going to basically, in the short term, give everybody a giant rolling clock extension that qualifies. So if you're in one of the 41 jurisdictions, you're going to get a giant rolling clock extension because that will temporarily reset any expired scores from 4.0 and calculate credits for 5.0. Then over the months of like May, June, and July, we're going to do just some final tweaks in the system just to kind of basically pretty it up, right? Make it look a little bit better for you and the candidate. But I would say if a candidate logs into their NCARB record on May 1st, don't freak out if you see that you have a credit for, let's say, project planning and design, and that credit is good until, and it'll have some really long date. It's going to say, something like July 7th of 2035. What's going to happen over the next couple of months is we're basically going to, strike out that code. We're going to make some system updates so you won't even see the rolling clock. In the interim, knowing the timeline, working with our vendors, I can guarantee not every little perfect piece of the system will be updated. And that's okay. It doesn't mean your score is going to expire, and it's not going to expire in 2035 either. It just means that, okay, that's what we're using as a placeholder until all the systems can be updated.
I think that's a really important message to send out there because, with any new policy or any new system, there's going to be not totally trial and error, but there's going to be bugs that need to be filtered out. So don't get too frenzied, and I'm sure that you guys are going to have a lot of messages flooding in. You probably already have. And so where's the best place for people to reach out if they do have questions?
Well, best place frontline is if you're just nervous about this policy and how it's going to impact you, call our customer service line. Call NCARB customer service or go to our website, ncarb.org/contact, and you can send an email into customer service. It will give you a chance to talk about you specifically, which I know is what really matters to you as a candidate. It's great that I can give you a bunch of general information, but you're like, yeah, but Jared, what about me? And I understand that. So our customer service is your front line. We will, of course, be sending you, just like you said, we're going to be putting out a lot of information. So when we do send you emails over the next couple of months, please at least skim them, like open them up, kind of skim them quick, make sure that the content, what we're saying, because I don't want you to miss an important piece of information that's related to you. And we will be sending out more rounds of emails to each candidate individually saying, this is how you're being impacted. And if you read it, and again, have any questions, contact our customer service line because then they can walk you through your situation. I guess the other thing I'll throw out, some resources that we still have available. Anyone who was testing during 4.0 to 5.0 transition got used to using what was called the transition calculator. And we still have that tool available on our website. And so you can literally just go to Google and search NCARB ARE transition calculator and it'll come up. And it allows you to go click on the scores you have and it will, or are going to be revalidated, and it will show you what credits you're going to get in 5.0.
Yeah, that's perfect because if you have credits that you probably haven't thought about in years, maybe from 4.0, now you can see how that affects you. Now, I know this is I feel like I know the answer, but maybe just worth asking. Say someone had an exam that went off that they're going to be getting back, but they already took and passed the other one. That's just, it is what it is, right?
It is what it is. Admittedly, if you are ARE complete, because some of our listeners probably are like, oh, I'm already done. Well, that's great. You're done. We're actually not going to touch your record. If you're done, we're not doing anything. We're not going to go back and give you a rolling clock extension. If you are somebody that had something expire in 4.0 and then came back, let's say in 5.0 and took the corresponding division, what I'm going to say to you is great. I think you did the right thing. You kept going under the then current policy. And again, we're going to still go back and revalidate your score, but it's really not going to make a difference to you because you took that 5.0 exam and passed it.
Yeah, and I agree with you. You can't ever put things like this on hold with the idea that something might happen in the future because you never know. So,
right.
And kudos to them.
Exactly. No, exactly. That's great. You kept on the path. You did what you needed to do based on all the rules that were in place at the time.
I think this has been incredibly informative, and now people will know where to go. And I'll put these links too below so people can just go straight there.